Meditation was, for me, always a mystery. I couldn't understand why people would want to spend precious moments of their time sitting closed-eyed, cross-legged, when there's so much things to do. And how would this help? But then when I started to meditate out of a curiosity, I realized that actually the first thing that came to me out of it was a better understanding of myself. And within 2 or 3 weeks of practicing meditation, I had what was for me one of my first big revelations about myself, which was the revelation that I've never actually really loved. I've been in relationships, but I was more focused on wanting to be loved, not loving. And that was for me a very big shock. I didn't even realize it about myself, and it gave me also my very first real coherent goal in the process of self-development that I've embarked with meditation, which was to learn how to love. So I would say that the first thing was that it was giving this clarity of understanding of who am I really, where am I, what is it that I truly wish for myself.
Where did you meet meditation the first time?
First time when I actually met meditation as an actual meeting, actually doing it, was when I joined this school, or a sister of Nata school, a sister in another country when I was traveling through the East, and they were doing a meditation retreat over these days between Christmas and New Year's, and I engaged and I started to meditate, and I found it extremely rewarding.
Do you feel that meditation has supported you to find more clarity and stability in your daily life?
Definitely, you can say that meditation helps me a lot to find clarity and stability in my daily life, but even more than that, I would say that it becomes an extraordinary tool for achieving the goals that I have. The reason why, even to begin with, I experimented with meditation was because it was suggested to me that meditation might help me to achieve the goals that I had, and I had some quite ambitious goals. And starting to work with meditation, then I had the revelations about myself, which started to, first of all, reflect to me the fact that I was not at all prepared to the goals that I had set to myself. And after a while, I also realized that the goals themselves were not exactly the right goals. They were a little bit off of what I was truly aspiring for. But beyond that, meditation becomes an amazing, extraordinary tool for achieving whatever goals we have. It, for me, and not just for me, but for all those who practice it seriously, it makes us able to focus our full mental capacity, our resources, in a much more full way towards achieving what we want. Usually we bring to bear maybe 5% of our mental capacity, which is a huge waste. Imagine what if we can focus 10%, 15%, 20, 50, 90% of our mental capacity on the goals we have. The results would be exponentially bigger. Mobilizing intelligence, mobilizing creativity, eliminating conflicting forces within us. For example, very often we sabotage ourselves when we try to achieve something by the fact that we are afraid of failure, by the fact that we are afraid of success, by the fact that we are constantly interrupted by other desires, which are wonderful and valid, but when they come in the moment when we try to achieve our goals, they make us lose efficiency. It's much better if we put everything in its own time, but for that we need to have ability to focus at will our attention, which in the same time is something that we don't usually try to do, because today people understand focus as something that comes together with force, with effort. It's something which is very unpleasant, but that's only because people don't understand today what it means to focus. It's because we have so little awakened the ability to control the attention. Through meditation, we learn to control our attention effortlessly, and through that, we can focus very, very well without effort, which is the true focus. which then means not only we have a much larger efficiency, but in the same time we don't get tired by it, we don't get exhausted by it, we don't get frustrated by it. On the contrary, we can have a very focused period of achieving something, and afterwards we feel very, very refreshed, energized by the very action of what we do, nourished by it, and very calm and relaxed and ready to instantaneously move to the next thing we want to focus on, which might be a meeting, an intimate meeting with a loved one, might be a moment of enjoying nature, might be enjoying some leisure activity, which we can do with the same efficiency, the same full-hearted focus, throwing ourselves completely, mind and heart, all of us fully engaged in that activity, not still carrying with ourselves all the leftover residuals from the previous activity, as often happens when we come back from the office and we want to spend time with our girlfriend, with our wife, and we are still constantly obsessed and agitated with thoughts about what happened in the office. This is eliminated with meditation.